There is a huge problem with most full-screen slideshows. The moment that you add any type of external content, whether it's a header or footer, the actual images that are being displayed get cut off at the top and the bottom. They're hidden under whatever element you put on the page. A secondary problem is that as the browser width decreases, the actual images get cut off on the left and right side. This makes many images unusable. I have created a widget that allows me to use a regular Muse slideshow and yet use it in such a way that I can offset the actual height that is being used within the full screen settings. So in other words, if I have a header at the top of the page that is 100 pixels, I can offset the actual resolution of the image by 100 pixels. So now I don't have any of the image being hidden under the header area. My widget also allows for the inclusion of additional content below the slideshow being displayed, which is something that the regular Muse slideshow does not allow you to do when it's set to full screen. My widget also allows me to set a breakpoint level at which the full screen is essentially canceled and the slideshow now goes into a proportionally dynamic aspect ratio. So in other words, if I'm using a 16:9 aspect ratio image, it will keep the aspect ratio intact as the actual image height and width of the screen is changed. So for this demonstration, I have the breakpoint set at 1024. So anything less than 1024 pixels wide, it automatically converts into this dynamic aspect ratio configuration. This allows me to ensure that the actual images will be displayed fully and properly as the width decreases to a point where they normally would become unusable. My widget allows me to configure a number of elements within the regular slideshow widget from Muse. I can offset the actual height that will be generated, as well as position other elements such as the left and right navigation buttons, and set the actual caption area, for instance, as well. The breakpoint setting allows me to configure the widget in such a way that the image will change to a dynamic aspect ratio at whatever breakpoint I set. In this particular case, I'm using 1024. When the width of the browser reaches a maximum width of 1024, it changes into a 16:9 aspect ratio that is fully dynamic as the screen continues to become smaller. This ensures that the images will be displayed correctly and fully at any screen width. If you think that this functionality would benefit your own website, please feel free to contact Nerd Software.